Hello everyone. Okay, let's see the week 6 question 5. This is the second take of the recording because as I finish this, I realize I need to use the pen to explain the mathematics things to get you to understand how I get the length of the sunny side. So I record this second time. Okay. In this question, you're going to find the total length of the sunny side. So you need to calculate, you have to do some math. And the input is not friendly, say because he didn't gave the input in order. So you need to sort the input by yourself, and the input will consist multiple test cases. Like the sample, there will be two test cases here. The first one contains 11 dots. The second one contains only 2 dots. Okay, let's see how we did this. Okay. Okay. So in beginning, I will have the variable n, and n is the number of test cases. I'm using scanf to keep the value of n and use a for loop. For for loop, I like use variable j to control the for loop. For j start from 0 and j less than n, and increase j every time. Okay, so two test cases. So the for loop run 2 times. Okay, inside the for loop, I need to scan another number. Okay, maybe n. The n is the number of the dot. So percent d and n. Okay. For I'm using the second variable k. It's my second variable to control the for loop. K start from 0 and k less than n, and increase j every time. Okay, now I need to keep all the dots. So I think I need a two-dimensional array. So the two-dimensional array, I'm using the point, and it's two-dimensional. So let's see if he gave us the at most 100 test case, and okay, he didn't say how many. Okay, he says okay, the coordinate x less than 300 and y, the unit is meter. The total number of coordinates given is n and less than 100, so we can just put 100 here. Okay, so let's make sure put one more zero in it, and for every row we have 2 columns. To keep the first column stand for the x, and the second column stand for y. Okay, and let's scan the value. %d, %d, and point k0 and point k1. Okay, because there is only one line, so I can lose the bracket here. Okay, now I'm reading all the dots. The next thing I'm going to do is sort the dot basics on the x. So I'm using a flag here. Okay, set flag to 1 and run the while loop, while flag. And the first thing I do in the while loop is set flag to 0 and run the for loop. Start from 1 and less than n, and increase k every time. Okay, if this happens, what happens if point k minus 1, we're sorting the data basics on the x and using increasing order. So x, if it's greater than point k 0, then we have to swap the value of these two variables. So I'm using temp x minus 1 0 and point x minus 1 0 x 0 point x 0 to temp. Okay, we just swap the x-ray, and then we are going to swap the corresponding y. So let's do this again. Temp k minus 1 1. No, not temp. What I'm doing, temp point k minus 1 1 and point k minus 1 1 point k 1 point k1 temp. Okay, that's just, and the most important thing is set flag back to 1 and make this while loop run again. Okay, after we sorting the data, okay, now we're going to do the math. Okay, in the description it says the last point, the height of the last point is 0. So here, okay, this is y equivalent to 0. So the last point is in the ground. Okay, now we need to find the sunny side. We need to find out the sunny side of the mountain. So it might look like this. I'm not sure. Okay, it might look like this. So the sun comes from this side. Okay. So the length we're going to find is this line, and maybe this line, and then this line. Okay, here. This line. Okay. Okay, how we find out the length? We're going to use the definition of a triangle, a right triangle. We're going to find the length of the delta x and delta y, and then we can use the formula like x squared at y squared. Oh, x, yeah, x squared at y squared. And, yeah, and get the root of the x squared and y squared, and it will be the length of the sunny side. Okay, so let's see how we do this. So this. Okay. So we will have a current x and the current y. So I'm using the y value here, and let's make y start from 0, and use the for loop. The for loop from k start from n minus 1 and k is greater or equivalent than 0 and decrease k every time. Okay, if we find a higher dot like this point k1 when it's greater than y, okay, then let's see how we do the math to find delta x and delta y. Okay, the delta x is simple. The delta x is simple. So the delta x is simple. I'm using the x. Okay, the delta x will be point k plus 1 0 minus point k 0. Yeah, that's it. And the y, how to get the y, okay, we know the triangle, we know this triangle because we know the coordinate of this point and this point. And these two triangle, this one is similar to this one. So the ratio should be the same. So if we know the x here, we know the x, we already calculate the x, and we know the y. We know the y. Why we know the y? Because the y will be okay, not here. The y, not this y. I have to use another variable. I need another variable. I don't like this. Okay, the uppercase x and the uppercase y. Okay, so the uppercase x and uppercase y will be point k 1 minus point k plus 1. So this point, the y, and minus this y. Okay, and because we know the y here, we know the y here, so we can calculate the small y. Okay. Here is y, and here is the small y, and y x, the ratio should be the same, so be y x, so x y is equal to x y. So we already know this, and we already know this, and we know this, and then we can calculate this. Okay, so we already know the uppercase x and we know the uppercase y, and now we're going to, I don't like this y, I want to use another variable called h. Okay, so I set here to h, here to h. Okay, the small case y, the small case y, the small case y. Okay, the small case y will be point k1 minus h, and the small case, the lowercase x will be, the lowercase x will be xy, and we move this y to here. Okay, small case x will be x times y and divided by y. It will be x, and because x y x y x y, okay, I need these two variables be double type, x and y, and x and y. That's why, to make sure, I need these two variables be double either xy, xy, and then I can use the math.h to calculate the length. The length. 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 X times x plus y times y. And after that, I'm going to set the h to tk1, and after this for loop, I'm going to display my result. F 4-digit, I remember it's a 2-digit, 2-digit, two decimal place. Yeah, okay. I didn't I'm not sure at all, but let's just see the result. Wrong answer, of course, wrong answer, because I forgot to make the new line. See, accept. Oh God, that's great. Okay, that's it. That's how I dealing with the week 6 question 5. Oh, I spent like 20 minutes to explain this one.